K.T.E. Put it together and what do you get? A wrestling podcast unlike any other. Hello, if it's your first time joining us, welcome in. And today we are talking about the most critical, the most crucial, the most important aspect of a wrestler's persona, their theme music, their entrance song. Today, Elijah and I discuss the best, our favorites, intros of all time.
Yes, sir.
Elijah, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. I am excited to talk about this. This is one of my favorite aspects of wrestling.
And you were the DJ for our guessing song, our guessing game.
I was, and we didn't get flagged or anything. So that's excellent. On Rumble, ladies and gentlemen, though, on YouTube, we gotta censor our content a little bit. But if you listen to us on Rumble, completely uncensored, not monetized or anything like that. So,
well, we are
we are
monetized.
I said that backwards,
but we're not criticized as far as what we can put on there. We're a bit more free. So
played
if you
Owen
want,
Hart,
we couldn't do high heat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
What a shame.
But hey, if you want all the full uncensored content that we have to give you, make sure you pay attention to Rumble. That's usually where you can find all the full unfiltered K.T.E. content.
That's
and trust me, there's probably going to be plenty before we're
absolutely.
done.
Absolutely.
But today, we're not guessing theme songs, we're talking about them.
Yes.
And I understand there's a couple that you're just itching and chomping at the bit to talk about.
Man,
so hit us with some iconic moments.
First off, some of my top list. I'm starting off with a classic one.
Okay.
I am starting off with D-Generation X.
Ah, yes.
You hear that song? I mean, what do you just want to do?
Dun,
Boom.
dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I mean that just.
I got 2 words for you.
Fuck it. Yeah. I mean, I would be on the playground, 4th grade. I didn't know what that meant, but you know what? I heard it on Raw last night, so I'm going to go do this to the kid.
At Suburban, I had a good friend of mine who every day, I'm not kidding on this one, every day he wore a DX shirt.
At your private Christian school, wearing a DX shirt.
Yes. And him and I were the best of friends.
Oh, man. Do you remember his name?
It was Andy. Andy was his name. So if I ever see you, Andy, thank you for wearing your DX T-shirts all the time and all the time us talking about wrestling.
Christian school. It is the most. I think one of the most important aspects of a wrestler is like their music.
Yeah.
And so they're a tag team, and everyone knows them. For other moments, but because their music, and in their music they have their, the whole motion work, which is a part, you coming out is a part of your entrance, and that leaves a mark. I'm starting off with an old one. I really like DX. What about you, Tyler? What's some of your top?
Yeah, so I'm glad you started out with DX because speaking of DX, one of my favorite wrestling entrances to reenact is.
Oh, time to play
the game. Yeah. Not only, and I'll probably talk a little bit about this, but not only is it a good song, but it is a song by one of my favorite bands, Motorhead.
Yes.
And I love the story that Triple H talks about it because he's working with Jim Johnson, and they keep trying to workshop his theme song into something. And he says, "Can we get sound that sounds like Motorhead?" And he said that Jim's response was, "You want to just go ahead and get Motorhead to do it?" And so they got him, and thus is the iconic "Time to Play the Game." One of my favorites. They also do "Line in the Sand," which was one of the entrances that
Evolution, right?
he had me guess, and that's personally, one of my favorite intro songs is "Line in the Sand." I just
yeah.
love Motorhead, and I love because this is part of what made early WWE, at least in the early 2000s, late 90s, so iconic, is because they would get bands to be able to sing wrestlers' theme song. Because how iconic is it if you can get someone that people have a recognizable voice, and then they play this wrestler to the ring? There's a reason why for a long time in AEW, John Moxley's theme song was "Wild Thing, You Make My Heart Sing," because the crowd can just be singing along
Yeah.
after a couple of beers and reenact with it.
It's a recognizable
Song,
Yeah.
recognizable tune. And so if you get artists that people can recognize, that they will do the songs of the wrestler, people can go, "Oh, that's an epic song."
Yeah.
And they're musically inclined. It's not just Def Rebel putting together two sounds and it sounds like
Yeah.
and we're thinking, who the hell is that?
You know, think about Rhea Ripley's motionless.
Yeah, in
and
white,
What does
yeah.
she look like? She kind of looks
Like Chris, yeah.
I mean,
looks like Chris
in a nice
Motionless.
way, of course.
Right,
and-
right. She's got that
But
vibe, that persona.
but
in
like
the ring.
that, that's an actual band singing her song.
It's hype. It's intense. It fits her character. Even like Damian Priest, I don't know who sings them, but they at one point he had an
yeah.
actual band to go along with his theme
forget
song.
who it was. I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, just period. Things like you look at people, at least in the early 2000s, late 90s, who had their theme songs, and this is another thing. It wasn't even just top stars. Literally anyone on the roster could have had a band do their songs. I come to think of someone like Alex Riley,
Oh yeah.
who had an awesome theme song. "Say it to my face." Downstate, the guys who do Cody's, Dolph's, who do The Miz, their theme song, they made an awesome theme song for a guy who was barely noticeable on the roster.
It wasn't very.
But you look at like CM Punk had Killswitch Engage for his "This Fire Burns," an awesome song. He got Living Color for his next one. And then Drew McIntyre had Shaman's Harvest, which that's one of you and I's favorite theme songs, was Chosen One Drew McIntyre.
That entrance is epic. And I just, sometimes I wish stars could come out. I'm sure they would, come out to like their old song just to like, maybe change it up a little bit or something like that. But that when he was going through the Chosen One gimmick, that was honestly that is one of my favorite songs ever.
It was all about the impending doom that was come, and then
3-man pin. Yeah, 3MB. No, that is not a good entrance song, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, 3MB, man.
But you think of, and I was trying to remember their name, but you think of Kane's intro, his broken Kane gimmick.
Broken Kane.
And then,
Yeah.
And then the wonder of
Is that Finger
the
11?
world. It is, yeah. When he goes,
See, a real band,
A real
singing the
band.
song.
and believe it or not, that song was used for the Punisher soundtrack in 2004, which is, you take an instantly recognizable song, but the reason why it worked is because if you look at the lyrics, literally, like, look them up, they describe a lot of the backstory that Kane has, the pain that he has about his past in WWE. It's a perfect fit when you can get something like that. It just, I understand that it's cheaper to produce
for sure.
their own songs in-house and all that, but man, when you can get a song that you could write, not you, but WWE could write, but just get somebody like Breaking Benjamin or Poppy to come in and sing a wrestler's theme song.
Dude, Poppy. Yeah, and the chamber music I really liked.
Yes.
And one thing I love about WWE and with music is that every pay-per-view, they get, like they bring in an artist that some of them are well known, but not most of them aren't really like super mainstream.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's kind of cool if they get to show, like you get to learn a song, kind of
Exactly.
Like I learned
Yeah.
about Poppy.
Yeah.
She.
WWE's been very good of that. They will take a song that's relatively popular and
Yeah.
they can elevate it. I think of what they did for Skillet. WWE and Skillet in the 2010s was like a match made in heaven.
Oh, SVR 2010 playlist. I mean, absolutely incredible.
And of course, '06 SVR had 3 Days Grace. I think that was a lot of people's introduction to their sound. Like, let's start a riot. And animal I have become.
Oh man,
I know we're getting away from
I know.
entrances specifically.
But it's music. It's music related with WWE, and
this is the topic that because I have spent entire work shifts talking to people about WWE introductions and entrances. This is just something that it sets the tone. It's so epic, no matter what. And just like in my head, someone like Batista, Saliva did his entrance theme song.
Man,
I walk alone.
I think we all did this as a kid. I would just burst out doing that right after DX. Man, I would just.
I love it because if you see Xavier Woods when Batista returned at WrestleMania 2019, him and Kofi were on the side of the railing going, along with him.
Oh, they were hyped, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Xavier, man. That's.
But you can also have good songs that are newer. We're not saying, oh, the old days were better. We're just saying that when you have artists that are well known who can do your songs, it creates a different atmosphere. But you can do that if you mix a song well with a character. I think of someone like Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, going to my other top list of present day, Shinsuke is up there, definitely top 5, and I'm talking about the OG song. And listen, the demon version is good. I still sing it. But when he debuted, and he had that violin player come out, that was just awesome. I think, and I hope he stays in WWE.
I know there's rumors
because he
contract.
lost his belt, but if he leaves or if he stays, I would love to hear that just one more time, and I would hope to be there live, man. That just, you talk about songs crowds sing along to. Okay, that's definitely up there. I think it is. It's kind of slept on, but you think of Sami Zayn,
right?
Yeah. So Sami Zayn's up there. We're sing along. And I love how here recently we have a little bit more sing along type.
Yeah.
songs. Because to me that engages the crowd. Without further ado, Cody Rhodes' entrance music. Come on. I got my wife who doesn't watch wrestling doing the,
adrenaline.
she can sing that song, and she doesn't know much about wrestling. That should tell you something. That really connects with people.
Yeah.
And when you can get crowd involvement in your entrance music,
makes
it's
people
make
who
who
wouldn't normally pay attention, who are just casually watching, they look at it and they go, well, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, exactly. OTC when we're pointing up.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Cole's wife. So he's got a story. When he was watching Rumble, Roman came out and Cole did this in his house, and she goes, why are you doing that? And then she looked at the screen, and everybody is doing it.
Yeah. It's love wrestling. We have our own inner chants and things that we do, and if your music gets the crowd involved, I think you've been successful in that.
Yeah, you think of someone like Cody Rhodes, who's awesome, and you also think of someone like Seth Rollins, who no words, like Shinsuke, no words, yet it's such a catchy tune.
You still sing it.
And we had the pleasure when Seth Rollins faced Nakamura in the Last Man Standing match at Fastlane. We had the pleasure to witness both of those songs live in person.
Same time. And Cody.
Yeah, because
Cody
it was
was tag team
and Uso
and Uso.
and Cena, of course, at that time.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Cena's definitely his music's. Yeah, I'm still hoping we hear Word live, man. Thugonomics.
Basic thugonomics.
I mean,
Word life.
probably won't because Triple H is lame and they're lame, and knowing them, they'll have some rock Cena music, new name crap. I hope they don't, but
It'll be produced by Travis Scott.
yeah, but it. Like I said, the sing along songs are excellent. It's a way to get the crowd involved. Rollins, when you do the the drum solo every time. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. But like we said, we had the privilege of hearing that live, and I mean it's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get an epic theme song, it just sets the entire tone for your match.
Oh yeah.
Now, I do want to introduce this one, and we won't spend too much time on it, but you and I, and Connor, we'll add Connor into this, you and I feel very different ways about this, but you get a song who it's sung by Rev Theory, who's an actual band, like Randy Orton's theme song, and Voices. Voices is a very iconic song, and people do sing along with it.
They do.
But this guy prefers Burn in My Light.
Burn in My Light so much. I'm going to get so much heat from this. I'll die on this hill, and I don't really care if I die on this hill. I'll happily die. I will die on this hill, as he does as the fireworks come down.
Hey, nothing you can say.
Dude, I love the song. It fits. I feel like for that time period in Randy Orton, it fit him excellently. And I will agree. I'll agree with this. The Voices definitely fits him now.
Yeah.
As he's older now, it fits him. But I feel like you gotta listen. For the time period that I'm talking about when he had this song, I think it fit him very well. And
that's true. As the Legend Killer,
that's what he was, and still is.
Well, yeah. Voices is when he started becoming like psychopath Randy, and he's
rode that gimmick out for a long time, but it fits him. And listen, I'm not saying it's a bad song. It's just I've heard it a million jillion times, and I like Burn in My Light. I'm sorry, I do.
I couldn't remember who sung it, so I did look it up. But it's Mercy Drive.
Mercy Drive.
They're the ones
I've not heard of them, but
no, they're not as instantly recognizable as like Rev Theory is.
Still a band though.
Well,
like we said, having
still
real bands.
A band.
Yeah. But I love Randy Orton. He's great, and that's talking about sing along songs. People sing the whole song. That one. We don't just do ohs or oohs or whatever. Like
I mean, it's a real genuine song.
You actually genuinely sing the song. And same thing with CM Punk.
Yeah, it's a
real
man
who's
genuine
been
song.
blessed with back to back to back music that's been excellent. I mean, I be listening to the rock station and I hear Cold Personality and I don't think of I think of CM Punk. You know what I mean? And I might get heat for saying that too, but that's just what I think. I don't really think of the band. I think of
CM
him.
Punk.
I think a lot of people. I love Cold Personality. It's excellent.
Living
song.
Color's fine, but I would argue in the modern context, I think a lot more people know it from CM Punk than they do from the actual band Living Color. That's no put down on Living Color.
No.
But they've kind of been forgotten to time.
Yeah.
Largely.
Yeah. Still a good band. Still a good song. But, yeah. Think of CM Punk.
Well, I think we're gonna go ahead and cap that right here for you guys. We could have a full podcast length talking about entrances and intros. We could spend the full hour and a half on this, really. But we're gonna keep it light, keep it breezy, like topic questions normally are. A special guest, Elijah. We'll get him on from time to time on topic questions. It's not just a Connor exclusive, especially when it relates to something near and dear to Elijah's heart, like entrances.
Oh, yes.
Does.
And special shout out to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Zipline entrance, WrestleMania. We'll talk about that another time, ladies and gentlemen. That is a whole that'd be another top question.
That's
WrestleMania.
actually the next one
We'll
up.
do WrestleMania entrances.
I'm glad you said that. So leave us a comment down below your favorite intros, your favorite entrances ever. Normal ones. Because next week, and you can let us know here and now and also then, favorite WrestleMania entrances. WrestleMania entrances are such a different breed, such a unique opportunity to showcase crazy special effects, crazy theme music. So be with us next week. Topic questions as we discuss WrestleMania entrances. Until that time period, this has been the K.T.E Wrestling Podcast.
I am